Video we're gonna talk about how to shift your identity and consequentially how to shift and create your reality. I'm gonna be sharing with you 3 powerful steps that allowed me to shift my identity. And if you ever wondered and asked yourself the famous question, who am I? By the end of the video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the powerful question that helped me completely shift my identity. And I'll see you in 1 second. Boom! Hi there, my name is Nadio and I help people become aware of their potential. Guys, today we're gonna talk about identity shift. And we're gonna talk about how you can shift your identity and your reality. Because once you shift your identity, also your reality change. Because the reality is just a result and a reflection of yourself. So if you don't shift your identity, your reality is always gonna be the same reality as you are having right now. Now, if you are completely happy with your reality, then that's amazing and keep doing what you're doing. But if you're watching this video, it's probably because you have an identity crisis, or maybe you want to know more about identity, how identity works, or how to shift your identity. And we're gonna do that, and I will be sharing with you the 3 powerful steps that I put together after the process of changing my own identity. You know, I went from being an accountant and then I was not happy with the job that I was doing, but I was keep in my mind that the sentence, that the affirmation that what I was saying to myself, it was, I am an accountant. So after I went through this process of identity shift, I realized that there are 3 major steps that everybody needs to know if they want to shift their identity. So I put together this process and I will be sharing that with you. The first step that you need to know if you want to shift your identity is awareness. Now, becoming aware of what's going on is the first thing of the process, it's the first step of the process. And that's because we don't know what we don't know. So if you are not aware of what's going on or what is happening in our life, how can we change it? If we don't know something needs to be changed, how do we know how to change and what to change, right? So becoming aware of ourselves, our reality, and our identity is the first step of the process. The second step is probably the most challenging one. That's because the second step is about letting go. Now, letting go, it might be quite hard because if we are growing up believing that we are like this, how many times happened to you? This is me. I am this. I am that. Or I am an accountant, I am always late, I am very curious, I am very sad all the time. So once we keep repeating to ourselves all these affirmations, they become our reality. And it's not a surprise that if you say all my loving relationships are going wrong all the time. Everything bad, every time something bad happened to me. And there is no surprise if you are experiencing what you are keep saying to yourself. So letting go of the identity that you created for yourself is probably the most challenging things to do. That's because you are so wired with what you have been saying to yourself, or maybe what other people have been saying to you, that it's hard to accept that and to understand that that's not you, or that's the you, but you can change that. That's the one of the common things that happen nowadays. If someone say to you, you are not good enough, and then maybe it's not true, and obviously it's not true because you are absolutely good enough. But if someone is telling you this, and then you start to accept this idea, and then you start repeating to yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. What is happening is that in that moment of repetition, you are shaping your reality. You are creating your reality. And then it becomes so strong inside yourself that you defend this reality with all your power and all your energy. But what you can do is to let go of all this judgment. You can go of this identity, of this personality, of whatever it is that you want to let go of this old pattern, or maybe it might be your current pattern. And you have to let go this feeling, you have to let go this identity so you can create space for the new. But it's hard to reach point B if you are so wired to point A and you don't want to let go to this point A to reach point B. Make sense? So once you learn to let go, once you learn to understand this concept, then you can jump into the third step, that is embracing. Once you became aware of your identity, once you understand that the identity you are currently in is not creating the reality that you want, then you let go of this identity. There is something that you have to change if you want to get different results, a different reality. And I think Einstein said it's foolish to do the same things over and over and over and over again and expecting different results. And in the identity shift is the exact same thing. You cannot do the same things all the time over and over again and expect different results. And then the third step, as I said, is to embrace this new identity. Because you are now jumping into a new reality. And then what is gonna happen is that your ego, the part of yourself that is defending your identity in a very strong way, when it's defending what you have been keep saying to yourself for a lifetime probably. And when you're trying to do something new, the ego comes up and is trying to say, hey, what are you doing? Like, you have been doing the same thing over and over and we were so comfortable here. Now, why you want to do something different? And that's because that is your true self, your spiritual self, the one that knows all the answers, the one that is suggesting you and is keeping your true nature to the surface. Is the one that is pushing you into the unknown because he knows that it's uncomfortable right now, but it's gonna be very fulfilling in the long term. But the ego is always there to keep you in that comfort zone, because the role of the ego is to keep you safe. So once you trying to do something new, you're gonna have this feeling of insecurity, uncertainty. You're gonna feel discomfortable. I don't know if you can say discomfortable, uncomfortable. But anyway, you're gonna have all these feelings. And then it becomes a choice. You can choose to give up and go back to the identity that you are currently in that is not serving you at its best, or you can choose to do and to take different actions so you can jump into this unknown. You can fully embrace it, and then you can enjoy the beautiful things that the new identity will bring to you. I remember when I was an accountant, I was saying to myself, I'm an accountant, I'm an accountant, I'm an accountant. Of course, that was who I was. That was at the time my identity. If you think about it, is not even who I was, because actually we are all spiritual beings living in a physical body. And we are just passing by on this earth. But basically our DNA, our true nature is that we are all spiritual beings. So in this lifetime on this planet, we identify ourselves with, I'm a dancer, I'm an accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm a marketer, I'm a student. You know, we identify ourselves with some subjects or some names, or maybe the things that we work, but what we do is not who we are. But when I was saying to myself, okay, I am an accountant, so that became so strong in me that was my life, and there was nothing else around, no other jobs. I mean, I was aware of other jobs, but at that time, that was my job and that's what I was doing. So what happened is that after working as an accountant for 8 years, at a certain point, I was not happy anymore with the job that I was doing. So there was the true self coming up and telling me, suggesting me that there was something that was not aligned with my mind, my body, my soul. And I was, in the beginning, there was a lot of frustration because I didn't know what to do, because I had a job, it was a stable job, the so-called and so famous stable job. And I was doing things just because of the routine. But then I became aware that my reality was not really fulfilling for me. I was not happy with the job that I was doing anymore and with the reality that I had for myself. So studying personal development and studying and listening to people that looking online the same way as you're watching this video, I was watching videos of other people. And then I became aware that just because I was an accountant, it didn't mean that I had to be an accountant for the rest of my life. What I realized is that we as human beings, we are able to create the reality that we want. But of course, to do that, there are certain things that has to be done. We cannot just use the law of attraction or maybe just wish that something is going to change if we are not the ones that are making those changes. So I became aware of the fact that I could create the reality that I wanted. And after 8 years, I just decided to quit my job. That was a super scary situation, super scary feeling, because I was letting go, I was quitting, I was throwing out the window the job that I was doing for 8 years. And my identity was so strong that it was scary, because I threw everything that I knew to go somewhere that I had no certainty. I had nothing, I didn't know anything about it. And that place is the unknown. Then after I quit my job as an accountant, I moved to Hong Kong. I spent 6 years in Hong Kong and I did different jobs. So at times I was a model, at times I was a PR, at times I was a waiter. You know, I did different jobs. Until then I quit Hong Kong as well, because my true nature, my true self was still telling me that something was not going on, that something was wrong, and I had to change something. And so I moved to Bali, Indonesia, And then through meditation, through studying and keep improving and understanding myself, I'm now saying that I am a coach. But I'm a coach and I'm helping people becoming aware of their potential, and I'm helping people to shift their identity. But then this is who I am right now. Right now I'm making a YouTube video. So I set myself the intention to make daily YouTube videos. So my identity could be I am a YouTuber as well. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I've been asking myself the question, who am I? Who am I for very, very long time? And I couldn't find an answer because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I liked. But then I discovered that making the right questions will give you the possibility to access to better answers. So after years of frustration, of not understanding and not knowing who I was, what I did, I started to change the question. And instead of asking me, who am I started to ask myself, who am I becoming? I know it might sound a little tweak, a little shift in this question, but it makes the whole difference. That's because if you think about it, look at the nature. Nothing is stuck, nothing is stable at the same thing. Look at a tree. The tree is growing at its best. There is no stopping point for the tree, no stopping point for the flowers. All the things in nature are growing as best as they can. And they're never stopping. They're not saying, okay, I'm a seed and I'm gonna stay a seed. No, the tree, for example, is a seed, but then it's becoming a grow. Is growing into a plant. The flower is a seed, but then is blossoming as a flower. So they are becoming their true selves, and they are doing that by expressing their beauty the best as they can. And we, as human beings, we are the only one to choose the reality that we want, to choose the environment around us. If you notice, all the animals, they are born in their own environment, and that environment is their perfect environment. You know, polar birds, they are born in the Arctic. I don't know, lions, they are born in the jungle. All the fishes, they are born in the sea. So all these species, they are born in a certain environment, and that is the environment just perfect for them. We as human beings, we have the ability to choose our environment. And we can do that by becoming the best version that we can possibly be. And that's because we're gonna have more fulfillment for ourselves. We're gonna live more happy. We're gonna have a more satisfaction. We're gonna have a more satisfying life. And we also, by doing that, we're gonna inspire other people. We're gonna help other people to grow and to understand their true value, and we're gonna help them to blossom and to become their best version. So the question, instead of asking yourself, who am I? Start to ask yourself, who am I becoming? In this way, the answer becomes so easy, because in this way, you can become whoever you want to become. There is no attachment to an old identity and no, I am like this, I am this is me, I am this, I am that. No, now with the question, who am I becoming? You can be anything that you want. And that's the beautiful thing. And this, to me, it was so powerful, because it helped me to shift my perception, and at the same time to shift my identity, and to shift and to change my reality. Guys, these were the 3 powerful steps that I found in my process, in my journey, to be very effective to change my identity. So first of all, become aware of your identity, of your reality. Second, let go of this old identity that is been keeping you stuck for a long time and is not serving you at your best. And third, embrace the new identity, embrace the new reality, knowing that the ego is gonna keeping you stuck and keeping you safe in that comfort zone, but your true self, your spiritual self, your best version of yourself is there to tell you that you can do that. And of course, to do that, you have to take different actions. So let me know in the comments what do you do when it comes to identity shift. And before to close this, in the description, I'm leaving below the 3 biggest mindset blockages that are keeping entrepreneurs stuck in their journey. So if you want to download that, go right down in the description and you can download that for free. And with that said, always remember that you can be, do, and have anything you want in your life. Bye. Boom.